Sure. Darkseer though,
a hook shot.
Not a big fan of this hero, but they do have Wombo combo. They have the Jakiro Darkseer, which was an old classic that my team used to run a lot, 4 years ago, of course.
And what happened to your team?
That's all we drafted, and it got banned eventually. And it got banned eventually, and we lost every game after that. But yeah, they've got good vacuum combos with Gyro, Jakiro, and SF even, if they can actually execute it. But I do think Darkseer still is a very hard to play and to run. And
predictions, who are you going with?
I'm going Spirit.
I think I'm going to go Spirit as well. I think the ILTW Tinker is... there's a reason why it was picked as fast as it was. So we've got to say, I think Spirit are going to be able to do something quite phenomenal once again. But I'm looking forward to seeing Suicide Team prove me wrong. Suicide Team did... they've certainly had some good showings, but yeah.
Hard to execute lineup, though, that they've drafted. Yeah. They have to be on point. They can't really fall behind. If this game goes to like super late game, if this game goes like mid game, late game, and this PL's ahead, they're gonna have horrible problems with him because their catch is very poor versus a PL.
There we go. SF building up the good old souls from the cogs to start things off in the base. As BZZ will be geared up to have that nice beginning to the lane, but it is against a Tinker, so doesn't matter how much right click you have when the laser's timed nicely by ILTW. So definite potential for ILTW to still play this lane.
And they've got kill option though. That's the thing, is Shadow Fiend is still susceptible to high burst, which Tinker has, and like you said, there might be an Undying sitting there. Couple decays, a laser rocket, that is not pleasant for SF.
Yeah, Tinker Undying is... I mean, he talked about the vision from the Tombstone later down the line. That's not going to be useful for just a glimpse, but
very true.
The combos from the Tinker are going to be chasing you down for miles. So, we'll see how well Suicide Team can take control of the early game and make sure, as well, Shashlo on this Darkseer. That's going to be the real question mark for me. It's been a while since I've seen a good Darkseer game.
Same. I've seen a lot of those Dominator plays and stuff, but not a whole lot of Darkseers being played anymore.
Let's see what he can make happen. His lane down at the bottom, just against the PL and the Disruptor, so they do, as you say, they have that catch that once the levels are there on the Disruptor can be used against him by FNG. Up top Moon, making that pull. And
he is a happy Sand King already.
Indeed, mid. It is the Tinker Undying duo against the SF Clock, which I think is going to have quite a bit of strength against them.
Yeah, and especially if they land double decays into double rockets, another double decay. 400 HP on SF right now.
Yeah, that level 1 rockets, as you say, with the combat.
It's quite clever. I do kind of like it. Top, we do see the Chikiro meets the Sand King between the tower, but Sand King, I think he's very happy with what is happening here, getting a lane, and the next wave is pulling up to him as well.
Easy early levels for Moon. We'll get a few CS. Oh no, nice deny there for Jakiro to slow things down. Shashlo putting the pressure on with the Iron Shells, trying to make sure that Illidan doesn't have a super easy lane.
SF is sitting at 180 HP. Eating those rockets, which take him down so much.
Tinker and I was a little... because it's proving to be quite good, and on paper it absolutely makes sense. A little surprised we don't really see this more, Tinker Undying. I guess maybe a lot of times teams just unable to get a hold of it. And it is an Undying. You're sure that you're going to have this strength early on, but there are going to be weaknesses later down the line, having an Undying in your game. Yeah, so far so good.
Yeah, they're solidifying mid lane, bottom lane. We've seen what happens when it's these melee heroes versus Darkseer, anyone versus Darkseer. It's going to be heavy denies, so PL should have high levels in this bottom lane. FNG getting the bounty rune.
He just walks in and takes it. He's very good at this FNG.
Priorities, man. Get those bounty runes. Look at top 2. S Moon trading hits with Meow, trying to get the bounty rune. Mid, the double decays just keep on hitting.
And he is struggling.
Biver gets more clarities. He had 3 clarities at the start. Now he's got a wand as well to get some stick charges. Or just a stick, whatever. Velar trying to get a wraparound here to isolate somebody with battery assault, but 63.
Oh, he's dead?
He is certainly dead.
The Tinker Undying combo just breaking BZZ in this middle lane.
That is a lot of damage.
I mean, what do you do against it? We see that the clock is unable to really do anything. It just seems to be a lane that is almost impossible to play for the SF.
Yeah, even when he has all those souls now. He's lost them. He's only down to 8. And we're going to see Biver. He's going to stack the camps too, so the Tinker can go back for the March build. See ILTW saving skill points after the first two. He can still get a couple more points in the laser rocket if they want to keep threatening for kills though. S-Moon, top. He's got a triple wave going under his tower. He is, oh, this is the dream for us Alpha player right here.
Yeah, he's been having a very good opening on all the games that we've seen here. We are Velo. I'm gonna go for the courier. Wouldn't quite have the damage to take it down unless he's looking towards bottom lane, but hard kills to get there. Is the point in the doppelganger already and waiting on Illidan?
They can only really go for a support here. They can get FNG if they get the big wraparound, but still only level 2 on Dark Series, not level 3, but FNG.
Oh, the cogs don't work out. He will still be able to get a bit of a chase down with the battery assault, but Illidan trying to peel Velo off the disruptor, and it's going to be enough. FNG turns with the Thunderstrike. He'll survive, and Velo can't get the kill off the back of the rotation. S-Moon grabs the bounty from top.
Does he have his bottle yet? I'm assuming he's going to go bottle in this one again. He's actually just delivered more regen in the meantime. Level 4 already on Sanking, almost level 5. Shashlo, level 3.5 on the Darkseer. Still a bit away from that Soul Ring so he can keep the sustain going. But all 3 lanes looking very nice for Spirit. See what Valor can make happen as this clockwork. Both supports going back to base for Suicide Team, so maybe they try to go for some kind of smoke play, but very unlikely because they have Jakiro, so...
And I think the big warrior, once again, is that free farm P out.
Yep, absolute free farm and absolute 20 denies. And the offlaner, I mean, S-Moon just keeps pulling the creeps behind the tower. It's getting a very free time up here. About to be level 5. Shashlo takes a page out of his book. He starts pulling the creep wave as Darkseer now too. The offlane meta, dude. Mid, FNG with the rotation. BZZ. Easily taken down here. So 2-2 on the Tinker. Now he'll probably just go for full march into rearm. That's usually the only points you really need to kill those squishy heroes. But SF 12 and I mean I don't know what the denies would really be, but I'm assuming like 12 and 4 as last hits compared to the 22 and 10 of the Tinker. Very dominant for Spirit in the mid lane.
And BZZ again being looked toward. Just has to be so careful how he comes forward on this middle lane.
Yeah.
And Shashlo with Velo looking to try and step up the pressure on Illidan, but Illidan being just dealing with this very nicely.
It's like impossible to go for the PL kill. He has to make a pretty big mistake.
I mean, look at this again. Look at BCZ. He just gets bursted down mid, and he has to just head over. He will shrine up.
This is now his home. ILTW. Oh, a regen rune bottom.
And bottom, Shashlo.
Oh, and Shashlo's actually gonna maybe surge right into this Tinker. ILTW, he's hunting.
Is he coming over? He is. He's heading up to the high ground. They do have the vision rockets flying forward. Shashlo is gonna go down. Illidan will take the kill. ILTW comes in for a bit of the XP. Third killer on the board for Spirit.
And Illidan doesn't even, he not even got waste time to walk back bottom. He TP'd. Doesn't want to miss any creeps. Priorities right there for your carry.
Now with this Soul Ring on ILTW, the spam potential onto BZZ becomes even higher.
Yep.
S-Moon hitting level 6 up top.
So a big thing for Suicide Team is really going to be this Gyro's first rotation. How much can he really do with it? Because he's farming pretty well up top. He's going to be the saving grace for them to actually get any kills and pickups around the map.
And Clock is coming in with a wraparound, but I think he's wrapped around into a certain death here as Velo. He just walks in to die. Not the sort of wraparound you want from your Clockwork.
No, not ideal.
Not sure what the plan was there, or if there even was one.
Top lane again. S-Moon takes some of the creeps. Keeps pulling between. He's got 1200 gold to his name.
On mid lane, BZZ again.
Oh no.
He is in a lot of trouble this time. He's not able to walk it away. The glimpse from FNG comes through. ILTW mid Tinker on a killing spree at 7.5 minutes.
It ain't great, Owen. Ain't great for Suicide Team. They need to really start making moves around the map. I think this gyro needs to get involved for his team.
I mean, the gyro, because yeah, the gyro's farming all right. You do have a gyro in a good place at the moment. Down bottom, they're looking to hunt down Illidan, but a quick doppelganger gets him away from the clock. He'll be fine.
BZZ is just relegated completely to the jungle now.
FNG, watching that timer, grabbing those bounty runes.
Yep, double bounty. Undying's gonna port bottom. Illidan doesn't have doppel for 5, but he can just charge away to a creep.
They do have the kinetic field down here. Wrap around from ILTW is looking to come in with the March of the Machines. Burst down, gets the kill. FNG goes for the TP out and he's safe.
This guy is so active. Even at the Tinker, he's just moving around the map getting kills. This one's of course because of a haste rune, but his team is really enabling him so much, just guaranteeing the runes. You see the ward placement as well by Spirit this game. All river placement, just being sure that Tinker can keep filling up his bottle.
And Esmoon taking full control of this top lane, even threatening the life of Meow's Jakiro as he comes forward.
He might die for this one though.
Yeah, he did go in with the burrow strike, so he won't have it to get out. And yeah, with the homing missile and cooldown, that's the first kill for Suicide Team. They will punish Esmoon Sand King.
Will be a early drum pickup, it looks like, for that gyro. ILTW trying to get vision for FNG to get the glimpse, but not in range.
Can't quite find him there. Still Illidan going undisturbed. Down bottom.
Dire's middle tower.
Yeah, big concern. Full free farm PL, free farm Tinker. Sand King who's having a pretty good game in the offlane too. And the supports. Biver level 5 on Undying, level 4 Disruptor. How are we looking on Suicide Team? Jakiro level 4, pretty well. And Clockwork level 4, but he's not able to find moves around the map. So now, this is where they're involving the Gyrocopter. He's got to make the moves to get his SF back into the game. And it looks like they are hunting. They might be able to find this Tinker here. ILTW walks into a hard place, but actually able to back away. Can they close the gap? Taken out.
First strike for the cooldown will hit, but indeed not really the intentions to dive here. Die is going to look towards the sidelines, but already the glimpse back from FNG pulls the gyro away from the rest of FNG's team. Spirit will be safe for now. They're looking to turn. They'll turn towards BZZ, and BZZ will keep himself alive with the stick charges. They're trying to hold him to the side of it all. The vision's there from the kinetic field. You have got Esmoon being dived in upon by the gyro, and ILTW is able to at least find a clockwork return. They'll just get the 1-for-1. BZZ still playing around very low
They
here.
scanned him. They actually know he's there.
He wants to get ILTW. I mean, it would be quite a kill if he was able to walk in and raise, but already TPing out the Tinker, it's not going to be the case. As ILTW...
They know he's there. They got the scan on him, so... He wants to go in so badly.
Is he going to get... If he gets these kills...
And
he'll get
the march?
He's so dead.
Bye-bye. Bye, BZZ. There's Tranquil Boots. He's catching you.
Bam. I mean, he got to kill BZZ.
He sapped all the experience as well. I mean, all right. Neat.
I'll say that's worth. We'll give him that one. Even though Moon will be happy with that bit of a boost towards his blink dagger. 1500 at the moment on the road to it.
Yep. How's Darkseer been doing? Shashlo's been a little bit alone down here for a bit. Does have the Dominator picked up when he gets to the side. And Illidan is going for the Diffusal Blade again.
Yeah, he's going to have it in good time as well, isn't he? Yeah. And it'll so more and it'll be done.
Should have it at that faster rate that we saw. Not the 1351 where he actually got pressured. This one looks like it's going to be a bit faster than that. So Biver's gone for the straight 3-3 build. Actually 0 points in the tomb.
Okay.
For now. He just wants to have the burst and the lane presence. Tombstone is pretty underwhelming skill in the lane. In team fights it does become more relevant, but... So drums will be the choice on the gyro as we mentioned, and drum as well for the Shadow Fiend. They're just trying to get early stats so they can actually take fights versus Team Spirit's lineup. And they're trying to stay active. This is exactly what they need to do with this gyrocopter. Don't really want to slow down for this Tinker to get full free farm. Biver does get caught out here.
And he'll go down. The raise a little off the mark, but they get the kill nonetheless. Let's see if they can get something more. They have the homing missile onto Esmoon. They'll be able to get both of these. Double kill fed towards BZZ there in the mid lane.
Nicely done.
Well, unnecessary there by Spirit.
think they're gonna probably... I think they should just split up now. I don't think they should continue trying to like pressure tower. There's a Tinker there. The March is gonna clear the wave too quickly. It's gotta be efficient with these movements. And they are. BZZ backs up, goes jungle. Has queued up the Yules into Blink next to try to get those pickoffs on the Tinker. And oh, Illidan actually chases the Darkseer dominated creep and kills it. So he will have Diffusal finished very soon. Top, FNG. Not able to get the glimpse back here. Die.
There's no way. Straight into the stand.
Very dead.
And the kill. Going the way of ILTW, so more money towards the Tinker.
This guy's gonna be enormous on Tinker. He's got the travel soul ring, and he's going for the 4-step. He's versus Clockwork, so you know the 4-step.
You gotta get that early on.
Yeah, not the blink rush that's usual. And that is the Diffusal Blade coming out on the Courier.
Yeah, Velo's down here. Same thing you said it with Shasta, but it's as we have seen, it's not an easy kill to get.
Forcing in the side lanes now, Spirit. Trying to put pressure on the lanes. And is Moon got Blink Dagger? S-Moon is going to have Blink Dagger after he finishes this hard camp stack. So that's going to make it a lot easier for them to actually get those catches, which they haven't been getting for the most part anyway without sinking.
A missile in. I'll throw that in. Quick use of the doppelganger.
FNG. They're looking to try to dive him here, but they actually stopped. Velar was just sitting there with the hookshot. He looked like he wanted to wait for somebody else, apparently, rather than diving the Disruptor. And mid. Illidan just gets the hell out, getting a lot of damage on the tower. And they will sack their tier 1 bottom. Illidan. They are chasing him down. He only has 1 point in the doppel. He wants to save it. Dodge the missile.
There's a cooldown. We'll connect once. He has got a
hook shot.
It's a good hook shot from Velo. Comes into the middle of it all. And will get the 2 kills there. Nice
Clutch.
follow-up from the clock.
Yeah, that was absolutely perfect. Good thing he saved it from bottom.
Yep. Some big kills. They're getting Illidan. A man that's been doing pretty good at avoiding death in all of the games that we've seen today.
Yep.
They get him. They take him out.
Look at this. Gyrocopter is going for an item that we don't see too much on.
Oh, okay.
He's gonna go for the Aghanims this game. So he's going for the greed build. He wants to try to match versus PL, but I don't know. I haven't seen Agh's Gyro in quite a long time.
I mean, I can see the... Well, if you go Agh's Maelstrom against the PL...
You can shred those illusions pretty easily, sure.
So that is the idea that I would imagine. I imagine he will get Maelstrom afterwards.
LTW. Standing toe-to-toe with Velar.
Oh, we'll see, yeah.
I mean, we'll see if it works. I have not seen the...
I have not seen an Aghanims, at least an Aghanims run.
Not in months.
Like, not
in months. I saw when QO was doing it when he was on Immortals a little bit when they were picking the hero, but they stopped. He quit playing. The damage is pretty substantial, though, that you can get out of it. But it takes a long time to ramp up. But once you get your like 3rd, 4th item, you actually become a damage dealing machine. No pun intended, because you're a gyro. But
I'm looking forward to see if it works out.
Yeah.
As
I'm always hyped for some changes.
Sort of, I'm on the fence of whether it's good.
I'm also on the.
Sure, there's definitely reasons why it could work, but as you said, there's a reason why we just very rarely see teams go for the gyro nowadays. Mid lane just cleaning out these with the dominated creeps.
FNG wanted to go for a glimpse play onto the Darkseer there, but the Centaur with Ion Shell was killing him. Illidan claims the tower bottom during all that debacle in the mid lane. The 3v3 matchup staring at each other. The standoff.
Hook shot him.
Hook shot.
Ready to go. Burrow strike in response though, turning it around. FNG still alive for now. And they will be able to punish Vela for that with a Static Storm also holding down Shashto. He does get the chance to surge forward, but FNG comes forward with the glimpse, dragging this Darkseer back into the hands of Illidan and ILTW. 2 kills for them, and with that Spirit, can move on and look to finish up this tier 1 mid.
I love when I see Tinkers do this. I'm a big fan when they TP in and actually bottle their teammates. I've been seeing people doing, these very experienced Tinker players actually doing it more and more often as they TP in and just heal everybody up in these engagements.
Trying to jump in for more Moon, but he may get punished for this. Ice Path comes through and the chase down from Dai. Gets the kill.
Nice ice paths. Only level 1, but has been getting a couple.
It's going to put that Gyro very close to his Aghanims, I'd imagine.
Yeah.
So 100 gold to go, and the Aghanims will be complete.
He's gonna... He looks like he actually might pass the PL on net worth. So everyone knows what Axe Gyro does, right? Just gives you that little side gunner.
Side gunner.
It's no longer the... It hasn't been for a long time either, that global claw down, but some people do get confused, so now you know, just in case.
Nah, Twitch chat smart.
Twitch chat smart.
They know everything.
LTW. They're hunting for him here. The 4-step away. The hook shot actually catches.
Yeah, Velo's found him.
And he used the force to force into the woods too there, so he will get picked off. Great rotations by this Clockwork. Velor just coming in clutch. They're now at a slight advantage even for Suicide Team, but it's still a PL at the top of the board.
There is the Aghanims.
So I think the math on it, I don't take exact numbers from you, but it's like 113 attack speed addition pretty much, because you get the extra attack, but it also goes off while you're stunned. That side gunner.
That's the big thing.
That's the big
eventually
thing.
you get the Maelstrom. And well, I said I expect he gets the Maelstrom, and then of course the Satanic is the
those are the big ones.
that benefits off the side gunner.
He wants a lot of items this game though. He wants Butterfly. He wants Satanic.
It's going to take a lot of time to farm those up, but maybe they can buy the time for that to happen.
It's every what? It's the thing is every 1.1 seconds, I think it is. Yeah, every 1.1. Random unit in 600 radius.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
A much closer game though. And game 1
Definitely.
has already just the change up in lineup for Suicide Team, looking much better. BCC still a little bit behind, but
they've caught the court
that
a few
far.
times. That's the one thing. The PL's died once. The Tinker's also died once. And Moon's actually died 4 times in this game. He's getting picked out. Velor leading the charge constantly.
Let's see what Velo can find.
Seems like no Bivers in the area.
Yeah, the full backup behind Velo. If they find an open there, got the missile out onto Biver. LTW already down into the tree line. They have spotted him out with the rocket flare. Blinks up to the high ground. Missile connecting onto Biver.
They're looking for
Team
some
is
glimpse
there.
catches.
Can they get the vision? That's the question. They're splitting up. Illidan looking to lead the way. Moon jumps in all that 2-man strike into the 3-man static storm. Oh no! Suicide Team melt to pieces there. Moon with the perfect catch out. And the follow-up from FNG.
It's 2 big cores as well. They were on such a big up and up. That one is very costly. That's going to give a lot of momentum for Spirit to push out the lanes and regain their map control that they were starting to lose a bit.
Yeah, they just couldn't afford to be that close together there on that retreat. There was always going to be the lingering threat of Sanking getting that jump on you, and Moon, he finds it. And he takes it.
BZZ is viciously spam pinging the mid tower. I think that they may want to just try to commit to the dive. Ugh, slipping over my tongue.
Velo, it's found Biver, but Biver does have FNG here to back him up. Is it enough to keep him alive? It doesn't look to be. As the urn and the battery sold is enough. RTW will be there to help get the recovery kill. As they find a life for a life. More money in the funds at the Tinker though. As the more roaring statement at the end of that. Ward's down. Double D ward. But it looks like now it's going to be that little bit quicker. They've still got the sentry. FNG, he's not going to be able to do anything about it though, as rotations come through on top of the shrines and cut down the disruptor.
He got the D ward though. That's a happy 5 support. So Blink BKB after the Yules will be the items for the Shadow Fiend. Really needs to go for this kind of build just to survive, and this just seems to be the norm. This Yules drums. PO has actually gone for a Hood of Defiance, by the way.
Understandable.
There's all that magic damage.
Yeah, magic. Call this stage in the wall. He needs it when he's sort of being gone on like this.
They're turning and killing.
They will. They've got the burst straight in on top of Die. That's the Gyro out. As well as the Jakiro, and Shashlo is going to be in trouble as well. The Spirit Line's coming through to slow him down. Moon will be able to jump forward in a minute. He is actually going to have to probably turn and help out his teammates as Velo is gone upon. Looks like Velo will be left to the hands of RTW. Moon did still try and chase. See if we could catch out more. BCZ reveals himself mid. Shashlo did get away at the end of it all, after Velor came in to sort of offer up his life and create the distraction needed for Shashlo to get out on the darks here.
Taking that kind of fight there was very risky though for a Suicide team. They were right in front of that tower, right in front of the shrine area. All of Spirit can get there so quickly. It's only 3 heroes from Suicide team, so they did get split up a bit there. They weren't ready for the fight. Now mid.
Straight in. On top of it. As soon as he shows Shashlo, Burrow Striker Static Storm finishes him off. Moon.
Oh, Sanking's dead.
Yeah, we'll go down and return. Nice old drop down by Meow, giving them the damage required to burn down that Sanking.
Oh, this is a very high level Jakiro, right? Yeah, this guy's level 13. Same level as his Darkseer, getting all these core kills.
And it is Ags BKB that die on the gyrocopter.
Yeah. He needs, I mean, they need magic immunity. There's so much magic burst on the side of Spirit between the Sanking and the Disruptor mainly. Looks like Spirit wants to go try to pressure that top tower. The line has been drawn by FNG. 5 deaths on Shadow Fiend though. 3, 5, and 1. Definitely struggling still.
That's because he's been a bit of an up and down affair as we've gone through the game. As Suicide team managed to recover a little bit, but our Team Spirit have managed to get themselves back in lead. Only slightly though. It's just 3k at the moment.
It is a farming game though, right? It's PL Tinker on one side. And then I mean, Darkseer's been played more of as a farming hero lately too, because of this like Dominator build. I even saw like Ice go for like a 20-minute Midas in some of his games when he played it.
Meow, trying to go on FNG there. He has been caught in the kinetic field. Biver has the haste rune, moves in. A hook shot is going to come through from Velor. See if they get the connection. Cooldown's going to be focused onto Biver. Does catch out Biver and FNG. They have the ice path to hold down Biver. They have the vacuum onto 2 into the wall. That's Biver and FNG to fall. They are going to look to see the comeback here. They come through with the Burrow Strike Epicenter, bringing them down low. ILTW's on the sidelines as well, bursting them with the combo. Illidan moving from target to target. He's looking towards that Gyrocopter. The Requiem comes out from BZZ. Illidan is falling incredibly low. Can he actually finish off the kill here? He has to jump back. The missile connects. Illidan, he's going to be in trouble. Shashlo and Velor have found him, have brought him down. Suicide team getting back on top of these team fights.
They had the ideal positioning there. High ground, and they catch the 2 supports before the fight even starts. So a bit of an awkward engagement coming out for Spirit.
Lots of damage being done by the Gyro there.
Yeah, the Gyro and as well as that Requiem coming off at the end there. It actually, that damage reduction on the PL as well as just the burst doesn't allow him to chase, kill the Gyro. So they are getting, you know, they're still a little bit tanky. Spirit needs to have like better positioning in that kind of fight if they do want to take it. I didn't really see how Tinker died though. Did he just die to flak?
I think he did, yeah. Yeah, picks him up.
Okay.
Velor. He's found Moon, but Moon quick with the Burrow Strike. Velor hunt this down. He wants to try for it. He has got the hook shot.
Now he's in trouble though.
Oh, I mean, surely he has this one.
Oh, he's big.
He's coming forward. The full zone of Moon with the Burrow Strike lives.
He's good.
Oh, he actually gets out the TP as well.
That was the Tinker's 4-step, right? Yep. ILTW. Clutch.
That was a nice little save indeed. Biver. Oh dear. He's walked into a bit of a mare here.
He looks
2 raises, 3 raises. He does have a bit of a heal, but there's the 3rd raise finishing the job.
I think BKB's finished on Gyro now too. So if once they have these 2 BKBs on Suicide, they can take engagements.
Yeah, they can just run on them.
They are mostly magical damage. Even PL, he doesn't really do the most substantial right click just yet. So they've got a bit of a timing window right now where they are very strong. Shiva's also finished on Shashlo. He may even surpass his Gyrocopter net worth at one point with the way he's been farming. He's already passed the Shadow Fiend. He's very farmed. Blink Shiva's very good for finding the Tinker and for finding the real PL.
Radiant are scanning.
22-17 this game. To say much more of a hope here this time around for Suicide team with their Gyro being where he is, but the real test is how well his build does stand up as the game goes on. So far so good though.
Yep.
It's been doing just enough in these fights to stop Team Spirit from running away with this game.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Once SF has BKB, they're in an incredibly good timing for suicide. But with this gyro BKB, they can definitely make the aggressive moves, and you see them on the aggressive stance. If they can get the blink vacuum combo with either the clockwork or the Jakiro, it can be very nice. Valor goes for courier snipe. Doesn't get
now he goes for kill. He's going to go in straight away. FNG will be able to glimpse out, bringing him out of there. Shashlo's on the side. We'll find FNG. BKB's been popped by Die as he tries to move in. They've only got the Disruptor so far. They want to try and find more. They do take down the Tombstone.
Making the aggressive moves versus Disruptor though. Catching him is ideal. So they can get glimpsed back all the time. Tinker. Almost Aghanims. That's when Spirit's probably going to be back to ready to fight. Aghanims plus Heart PL. Then they'll probably look to take an engagement.
Yeah, the Aghanims is...
Aghanims, Tinker, and Heart PL.
Yeah, certainly going to be huge. We talked about the vision they have in these fights with the Tombstone. But the BKB is definitely, as we saw, allowing Die to run in and worry very little about the burst.
Yeah, and he has queued up the Maelstrom, by the way, at the next. Now
I've after the BKB.
Yeah, he did just want to be able to take the fights.
I mean, yes, it's understandable why he had to get the BKB first. It's pretty much impossible to fight without the BKB.
Indeed.
Against Spirit. See what they can find here. BZZ.
Oh, bottom. Valor finds ILTW. But ILTW is pretty high level, and he might want to look to turn this. He is.
He definitely wants to. Forces forward. Finds him here. Velo popping the stick charges, but Biver's there as well. So Velo will not get out. Jump forward from ILTW and picks up the clock kill. We saw him get away with that earlier, but now we're at the stage where he cannot afford to try and hunt the Tinker solo, at least.
No,
he's got a +1.
Yeah, he's level 19. Like 2,000 health Tinker. Pretty tough to go for mid lane.
Out come the Rockets. Glimmer Cape is there onto Meow. RC Moon looks to close the gap, goes for the blind burrow stroke, won't find it, has got the Yules, but now the BKB Yules combo from BTZ comes out onto Moon, bursts him down with a raise, pops the BKB for this one. And can they get anything more? Jump forward. FNG protecting himself with a static storm, and it actually gets out in time there as he TPs out before the ice path is laid down by Meow.
So what they really want to do on Spirit right now is get those BKBs to start ticking lower, bait them out, then take the engagements afterwards, just draw out the fights with Tinker PL. While Suicide, they want to just run over. If they can find that Tinker in the engagements, it would be great for them. But more so than anything is just have the Darkseer in the back, get a nice Blink Vacuum combo with the Jakiro. Would be very nice for them, because they don't have to worry so much about not catching the right heroes so much, because it's not like, oh, this guy has a BKB. Nobody on Team Spirit really builds BKB at all, so the vacuum combo will become very relevant if they can catch it with the ice path.
RTW. Hex.
Hex next.
The next one. I'm going to be very nice. I mean, even if the BKB charges are still high, having that instant lockdown onto the cores.
Yeah. If you can get them before they BKB. With the glimpse, they can start killing people quite easily with that. But they're online. They are looking like they're ready to fight with the Heart PL. Keep those side lanes pushed out. Meow is trying to negate that though with the Jakiro, pushing out whatever lane that Tinker does go to. All the BKBs are ready. Suicide team. They do look like they want to set up an engagement here with the ward vision that they have. See Illidan.
Illidan, he's actually just going to turn and fight. Vela walks in. Oh, he nearly goes down. They do get the glimpse back, and with the glimpse into the Thunderstrike, oh, he's going to fall low. Glimmer Cape might just save him. That magic resistance is not enough.
Just shy.
Vela does still fall.
The Glimmer only lasts so long with the buff. Shadow Fiend.
He gets the BKB out. He's going for the Requiem. Doppelganger out already from Illidan. They drop the wall, Shashlo. But they just walk out of it here. FNG looking for control. Moves in, gets the glimpse back onto Shashlo. The illusions though from the wall indeed rip him to pieces. Here comes the epicenter from Moon, forcing them back. The vision he's giving as well, allowing RTW to go ham with this Aghanims Tinker. They're getting bursted down so low. The BKBs have already been expected by his BA, but BDZZ has to run. But the burrow strike from Moon comes through. They're diving Die into the base, forcing him all the way back to the fountain. as that fight really fell apart from Suicide Team. We're seeing, FNG just being able to pick apart hero by hero with the glimpses,
Power
and then
of glimpse.
the Tinker Aghanims really coming into display once the BKBs are unavailable.
Dire's middle tower
The glimpses, that's the power of how good it is. This Darkseer doesn't have BKB, it's always going to get glimpse back if he goes for those type of plays. FNG does pay with his life though, that the wall illusion killed him in like 5 seconds. But now they are able to go high ground. SF, no buyback. And that was both the BKBs expanded again, so they are starting to tick lower and lower.
Dire's structures are fortified.
But the fortification here, Suicide Team, they will try their best to try and hold this.
Dire's middle tower
See if they can keep this, at least maybe the mid-racks alive. The tier 3 though, that's a goner for sure. And Illidan is of course going to try for the racks with that SF still gone.
He should be able to get it, but I don't know if he really needs to just full commit. Getting the shrines would be more than enough.
Oh, hookshot from Velor.
Well, he's alone though.
He's actually tried to go in on Survive run the back lines. They are going to have to move forward with the BKB on Die as well. He wants to fight with the Gyro coming forward, and he will get the kill onto Undying. Velor will survive. Again, that is another BKB charge ticking down. I mean, it does mean that they do hold on to those racks. They do force away the push, but still things slowly shifting further and further in favor of Team Spirit now at this stage, with the scythe now complete as well for IL2W.
Yep.
That is the worry.
This is a pretty close game though.
It is,
I was
it
expecting to be a little bit more one-sided, especially after the beginning plays, but they started catching up, getting a lot of pickoffs with this Clockwork getting the plays. Even though he's dying a lot, at least he's forcing action. He's forcing things to happen for his team, which I think they need to do versus PL Tinker. They don't want them just to split up the fight. They want to take fights constantly.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
That's the problem as well. That the fact that it shows only about like a 3k lead, but or 2k. But the difference mainly is in the course. You see the PL and the Tinker both sitting around the 20k net worth.
Yeah.
Whereas this is just the 17k on Gyro and the 15k on SF.
And they don't have those naturally heroes that can find the Tinker. It's like Clockwork, and that's pretty much it. And I mean, Darkseer's itemization, Blink Shiva's, does help a bit for it, but yeah.
There we go. BKB, Requiem on the sidelines, takes down Biver. They're going to look to try and go for the steal here around the pit. Can Suicide Team get in and put a stop to this? The Ice Path comes through. They've taken down FNG. Roshan's still pretty healthy at the moment. They're on the sidelines. They do lose Velor. ILTW able to get the kill. Illidan again frozen up by the Ice Path. They've lost 3 on Spirit. Roshan is down. They are able to secure it for themselves here, Suicide Team, as they take a phenomenal fight around the pit. Shashler is even trying to chase down and see if he can get some more here. There's defensive Yules, ILTW trying to fight, but now ILTW, he's going to be in trouble himself. The Ice Path into the Yules straight off the back of it, and that is a full team wipe, as well as Roshan and Aegis going the way of Suicide Team. What a perfect decision to take the fight there.
Wow.
And, wow. That's massive.
That is absolutely massive. They save all their cores. Aegis gets denied. Velor gets a very good distracting hookshot in that fight, even though he pays his life. He was on top of both the Sanking and the Tinker, so Sanking couldn't get a good epi into the pit. And PL was standing alone versus a Gyro, Shadow Fiend, Darkseer wall, plus Jakiro. It was pretty much PL just completely alone versus them there. That was really well executed by Suicide. It was a very crammed area, which makes it a lot harder for Spirit, and their Disruptor ulti just is starting to become kind of useless versus these BKBs of the SF Gyro cores. And Die now with the Mjolnir finish.
Oh, jump forward for Shashlo. He's found onto Biver. Biver has the Glimmer Kick, gets himself out of the way of the Ice Path. Can Suicide Team be the one to pick up a set of racks here? It looks to be that they will, as they take the tower and they take the mid lane barracks as well. Melee to full, Radiant going down as well.
Look at that swing. Not even just the gold, the experience. 11k gold swing, 15k experience swing. Damn. Jakiro living throughout all of that as well. The Dream as a Jakiro, because you get the 25% experience gain talent. Already boosted up to level 22.
Oh, and up top, look who they've gone and found again. ILTW being gone upon. He's trying to play his way out of this, but the Spirit Vessel's down on it.
Dead?
That is a dead Tinker yet again for 80 seconds without buyback. It's getting caught out in their costly deaths at this stage. And as we saw with the itemization of Suitan team, they are going full Hunt Tinker mode as a second Shiva's Guard has been picked up by the SF.
This is a good item versus PL too. Just always helps you find the real one.
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
Team Spirit. Now on the back end of all this, Tinker down for 50. Does Suicide want to continue? It does look like they do, especially with this Aegis still on Gyro. He is dropping very fast.
He's incredibly fast. He will live with that first bit of onslaught that they do put on him. The final Spirit Lance, is that enough to take him down at least once? It is. Illidan will be able to pop the Aegis. The double Shiva's Guards coming through as they move in. Vela on the sidelines, hook shots into FNG. Immediate follow-up by the Ice Pop.
Illidan
trying to get himself back to base. The heals there from Biver. Doppelgangers himself back into the fountain. Will keep himself alive.
Those PL, look at those PL illusions.
But look at the barracks. They're exposed. And they're going down.
Moon?
Big epicenter from Moon comes in. BKB comes out just in time from PCZ. Goes for the Requiem. Doppelganger's there to dodge it. Illidan trying to move back in and finish off the SF. Cock push back from Velor. Disrupts Illidan's chase as he's unable to close the gap onto BZZ. BZZ will be fine. Burrow Strike going in, but it's not going to be able to catch Ash so quick with the 4-star. Gets himself out of the range. ILTW is there on the side though with the Hex. Does manage to catch out Velor as well. So they do get 2 off the defense of it. But again, this is Spirit. They're losing the base. Slowly but surely, Suicide team getting the power to push in and take these objectives. And now Gyro still sitting at the top of the net worth here.
And he's going to be really hard to bring down now.
Especially, yeah.
Once he gets the B-fly. Yep. He's got so much damage being pumped out into these fights too.
Here's a big issue here for Team Spirit. That fight around the pit, incredibly costly. They never really had a massive lead, but any lead that they did have, regardless, was just lost in a matter of seconds around that Roche fight.
Yep.
As you can see, Graph indeed tailoring right off into the favor of Suicide team.
And I guess that's the one nice thing about having Darkseer in this game. It's like, oh, you know, Illidan gets stronger and stronger, and that just means Darkseer wall does become quite an issue. That PL illusion is pretty beastly once it starts spreading.
Will he get the parallel wall though?
I don't know. I still have yet to see it in a real game. I don't think I've seen level 25 Darkseer either. But this game, it does look like it's gonna happen. This is probably a game for parallel wall though. Spirit looking to get aggressive here. No, they're looking for BZZ. Is BZZ gonna try to go for the play? They scan him out. They know where he is. Uh-oh. They're looking for him. They spot him.
They've got him.
Oh no.
Burrow Strike.
He is so dead.
Into the Hex. No chance for a BKB. That's BZZ down.
The map reads by Spirit is still like... These guys always just know when people are hiding in the trees or making then rotations. Very back and forth game though, Owen. But Suicide, 8k gold lead, and now back-to-back smoke. Spirit, they're looking to get something done during this. The Dire Scan is out.
They've got a GG as well here if they want to grab it. And of course,
it does clip them. It clips Illidan for a quick second while they're going through with that scan. Illidan will show himself.
Double damage and the level 25 talent with those crits. Illidan is going to punch if he can get something done.
They got to be careful too. There's no buyback on the Gyrocopter. If
they want to try and force out the SF buyback.
Yep.
Yeah. And they certainly are going to have a good chance of doing so. As up to the high ground they go, Illidan straight onto the mid lane of Barracks. This time it's Team Spirit's turn to finally look to clean up a set of racks themselves. Fortification is going to be out for Suicide team. Putting a bit of a slowdown to this. But Illidan, can he find it? Ice Puff comes through off the back of the Yules. He's going to be forced to the side. Doppelganger as well. Back on top of the racks. Illidan does clean up the melee. Turns towards ranged as well. Team Spirit do get the job done. Still no buyback from the SF. Holding on to this one, BZZ doesn't want to come through with the buyback at this stage. Knows that they'll be in such a bad position if he does do so. The smoke up as well at the moment. Suicide team looking for a good angle to come in on this fight from their high ground.
Look at how Spirit's all positioned. This is the avoid vacuum combo positioning. Now they're going to start backing up once SF does respawn, but they are staying very spread out to not get caught by the combo.
And that is the SF back out now, so they do have the full lineup back in. BKB's picked up for Moon, so he'll have an easier time getting off those big epicenters in the team fight.
He has been struggling a bit in this game. The Clockwork's been just following him around in all the fights. Actually getting like multi-hero hooks into cogs, which is a bit surprising without the vacuum, because the vacuum's been more prioritized around the Jakiro, as expected. So Hex will be the item of choice for the Shadow Fiend next, since he's got that 40% cooldown reduction. He's just going for all activatables. And Gyro still has not queued up anything else.
What's the plan for Team Spirit? Where do you make the play? Are you waiting? Do you want to just wait on the next Roche? I mean, I know last Roche didn't go great, but
I do think so.
I think both teams, you know, something that is going to help them sort of push the other side over the edge if they can get their hands on the Aegis and cheese.
I think it's going to be so much up to like these instant initiations. They have a smoke. Suicide team is smoked up. BKB is being delivered onto Illidan right now. So they look at their own, but they do find LTW.
They've got the Hex upon him. Illidan's going to head in, trying his best to fight. They get the force onto the LTW. He's able to get the BKB out as well that he has purchased. Requiem comes through, but Illidan is bringing this SF down low. Defensive Yules, SF gets the blink out as well. There will be a successful escape from him. LTW is still alive for now. Gyro as well falling low, but they can't quite finish the kills, Team Spirit. They get them so low.
Only FNG died so far?
Yeah,
seriously?
Suicide team were able to get out just away. LCW is going to come in on the side. Shiva's guard. It is going to hunt down Velo. They've got the vision for the Hex. They will at least get the clockwork here as well. So a 1-for-1 at the end of it all. So many people escaping on minimal health there. Great play from the team to save ILTW's Tinker after being hexed. And at the same time, very nice disengage. The use of Glimmer Capes and such, getting both the SF and the Gyro out to safety on Suicide team.
That was, yeah, very good defensive plays on both sides. Just the force staff on Tinker. Like all these little things. Tinker having his own BKB. PL having his own BKB there as well. Having these fresh 10-seconders rather than having the hood anymore on the Phantom Lancer. Definitely putting a big display on that fight.
Yeah, Tinker BKB, not something you see every day, but
very needed.
Very much so. Yeah. The way he's been gone upon each time by this clockwork and unable to re-arm.
Like this is one of the ways that you have to, like, especially when you're playing versus like Clockworks, having all these defensive items for supports is so important. FNG, he's pretty broke this game, but he's on the way toward it. He wants that force staff, but you see Biber has Force Glimmer, even the Sand King has a force staff for himself. It's all about letting the Tinker get peeled away and keeping the fight lasting longer. That's where Spirit succeeds the most, is just a long duration team fight where they can keep resetting with the PL. And now Roche has respawned. This is the Aegis and the cheese. S-Moon positioned on the high ground here with an invis, and I don't see a gem on the Dire side. They do have sentries though, but he could cause a lot of disruption here. Roche, not dead yet. They're just trying to get the engagement.
Get the burrow shot, got to 2. Epicenter's going to be there to follow up as well, but the BKB's out from the Gyro. Straight away, defensive Yules from My Moon trying to buy some time, but he's still down. That's going to be the SK down as well as the the Darks here. 1-for-1. Hayes comes down from ILTW onto this Gyro. They're trying to go in. He's trapped in the kinetic field. They're bursting him down low. BKB ILTW moving in with the laser, the Hex. He's doing a great job of handling this Gyrocopter, and he may just be able to finish him off. No, Gyro's still alive. Finally, Illidan will come in and take him down. The missile is going to be bouncing around from hero to hero as already the Tinker does fall. Defensive Yules as this SF's trying to deal with a chase of Illidan, and with the Yules blink out, he does make it back to safety.
There's a DD top. This is crucial for Illidan right now to go finish that Roche. I think Gyrocopter's going to have to buy back here if they do want to contest it.
Double damage.
They don't have vision in the area though, so I don't know if they're going to be able to know that this is happening. Illidan going to bring this one down far too quickly with the DD. Sending his illusions even toward that mid lane to split push while all that's happening. And yeah, he'll get Aegis and cheese. Velar was kind of in the area. He is scouted out. There is a ward on the high ground there, so he might actually pay with his life here. He switches the TP into his items, but now he's dead.
Yeah, not able to get a hook shot onto anything either.
Sure.
As he tries to go for the grab out.
Late that Tinker in that fight.
ILTW's been doing some big stuff.
Some really big things there, but more importantly was the instant initiation. No hesitation from Spirit is catching the Darkseer inside the Disruptor ulti. He can't get out of it. There's no BKB on him. He dies before he gets a single spell off. Fight becomes really difficult for them without that wall vacuum combo. The BKBs as well have now trickled down to that 5-second point on the side of Suicide. So that's where Team Spirit, the team fights only have to last really like past that 5-second BKB, and then they just start to steamroll over as you see that Tinker take over the fight with the PL.
I nearly got the money for that E-Blade on BZZ.
Yep.
But at the same time, he's going to have to seriously consider what he wants to move around with his items. It's getting to that point of the game where people are looking pretty stacked. They are already 6 slotted as such. These major cores on the map. All about how well each side could push one another back from the respective base attempts. And Illidan, with that Aegis and Cheese in his pocket, ready to push up to the top lane and see what Suicide Team can do to answer.
He's got 6.5k gold too, if he wants to join in for like a 4th life, if he uses Aegis, Cheese, and a bots back in after a buyback. This fight is going to be really tough for Suicide Team to take.
There's a missile on Moon on the side. Illidan is onto the racks though. They need to do something about this PL. He runs from hero to hero, looks towards Velo. Velo jumps down with a hook shot, immediately trying to start the fight. There's the vacuum onto 3. The wall's down, but the Epicenter coming in and the BKBs are out though, negating a lot of the damage coming out from Spirit. They've lost 2, but at the same time Darkseer will fall. Illidan with his own BKB looking to turn things around. RTW gets the first Hex out onto the Gyrocopter, but now there's a Hex on Illidan. Illidan being focused, the fire's down from the Jakiro. They lose the PL once. They'll be back for round 2. Ready, how much can he get done? RTW coming in on the side, the laser, the rocket mini-stun, bringing it all for so low. They get the Yule Scepter and the Hex down onto ILTW. He gets control taken out. That's ILTW down. Can Illidan clean up for the side? Doppelganger once again. He's looking to try and get himself out, but the Yule's grab is there into the ice pump. Pushed back as well by the Cogs. He's being fully focused. The raise, the Hex coming through from the SF.
Wow.
They've done it. They hold the defense, Suicide Team.
That was, they got almost everybody in that combo. The Ice Path with the Darkseer vacuum, he gets caught into call down. They get hit by 9 flaks on almost every single one of their heroes. Look at the damage between the SF and the Gyrocopter. Also, this cooldown reduction talent on SF, he got like 4 hexes off in that fight or something. That was absurd. They tried to get the re-engagement off with the PL and Tinker, but that's with Aegis, that's with Cheese, that's with all the BKBs being used on Spirit 2, which are now starting to tick a bit lower. They're at 7 seconds. Perfect fight for Suicide to come back in this game.
Absolutely.
Well, come back in when they only have like 2 racks. It's
yeah, I mean,
it's you know what I mean.
It's a back and forward game. I mean, both teams' history settings are sort of this very even playing ground, but yeah, showing us that they can fight like that.
And Gyro didn't even have the MKB before that fight started, and now he does.
And Illidan's had to buy back here.
What a swing of events. They're looking for the glimpse. He's gonna BKB though.
And no chance that he messes around with that.
Yep. All the level 25s are now starting to come into play, at least on the Dire side. Darkseer takes the Ion Shell damage.
Ah, boo.
Boo. And Jakiro does take that Ice Path duration, which does become quite ridiculous since he's starting to get stacked. So Glimmers and Force Staffs being massive items. Does Team Spirit have a gem on them to make sure that they don't get kited so hard? They don't. They actually only really have sentries, so they have to play around those sentry wards because the Glimmers in the last fight, that's why you see the PL switching from target to target over and over again, because he can't really find anyone to focus on. Well, these fights are insane though. I'm just trying to find, like, follow all the little plays, but there's just so many big spells being thrown out that it's really hard to follow.
That's a big one though. There's the Nullifier.
On PL.
PL.
Okay, yep.
Goes for that with the amount of money he had saved up, and of course with the buyback already expended, doesn't even save anything else at this stage.
Spirit.
Oh, this smoke. BZZ on the front lines, jumps in, pots the BKBs. There's both BKBs being used by the core. Illidan as well jumps in with the Doppelganger. He's actually going to get caught out by the hookshot. Illidan already falling down half health. Has Doppelganger himself down to low ground, but Jara's going to be there with the chase. Looking to finally finish off this man, and they got him. That's Illidan out for 2 minutes. No buyback on the PL. The rest of Spirit, they have to get out of there. They can't afford to lose anyone else in this situation without their PL. It's very risky. They come in with a 3-man burrow strike. Glimmer Cape is down onto this SK. Can they get Moon out of it? Forces himself back, but the Yules is there. They're holding this SK in place. BKB is the Requiem, comes out from BZZ. Moon's still alive. The Shashlo Iron Shell is enough damage. No, it's not. And now ILTW, he's got the Hex onto Shashlo. Has he got the burst? He has it. He's out of mana. Can't finish on Shashlo. Shashlo turns around for the cheeky vac. And now 3 dead on Spirit. Neither heroes with buyback available. ILTW is being Yule Sceptered. He's got the Ice Path followed. The hookshot coming in as well. ILTW in a lot of trouble here. Does get the BKB out. Turns with the combo, but the Spirit Vessel ticket him down. That's going to be both of them, but they are going to buy back. They're not done yet. There are heroes very low on the side. He puts the Shiva's gun, but the strike coming in. ILTW is just getting run down by Die. The Hex is in from the SF. Die back from the Tinker. They're moving in onto the base, and GG is called. Suicide Team have done it here, bringing this series to a 1-1.
Holy crap, they actually took the late game versus this Tinker PL.
Yeah, the gyro worked out at the end of the day.
It really actually did work out.
The damage output was insane, and wow.
The damage output and just the wombo combos coming in, the Darkseer definitely played a huge